Hello, welcome to our yoga practice. I'm very excited about this one. This is our fire practice. So before we go into anything else, just come in to take a seat. So as always, if you like to have something under your hips, I've got a little cushion under mine, just to keep those hips lifted, prevent us rounding into the lower back. Find your way into that seat. And just take the time to arrive onto your mat. Big inhale, big exhale. Gently letting go of your day so far. Maybe just sighing through the mouth to release. And then allowing your eyes to close. Begin to fall into a natural rhythm with your breath. Today we focus on fire. Just keeping a little fire burning, however small, however hidden. We have all gone through a lot of changes. The world is changing. And sometimes you can feel full of power and energy, and other times it's all we can do to just change out of our pajamas. That's fine, that's okay. Because you know deep down that fire, that tiny fire is still there. It's still there, and we're working on fanning those flames. Big inhale. Big exhale. So hopefully today will challenge us all. It will humble us. We're going to keep going, and one intention I would like us all to make is that we will let our body decide when enough is enough and not our minds. So please listen to your body. There will be burning. There should never be pain. So if anything's painful or doesn't feel quite right, just reverse back out, maybe sit that one out, or just come down to child pose for a moment and then join back in. But otherwise it will be challenging. So please stick with it. We're going to begin our practice with a pranayama exercise, and I'm doing this to begin with. It's a really lovely cleansing breath, Kapalbhati, so it's known as the breath of fire. And it's nice to cleanse. It also just really helps us draw our focus in before we begin our asana practice. Sometimes it's practiced at the end, but we're going to keep it at the beginning for now. So what we need to do, I won't continue the full breath with you, and anyone else that's pregnant, I don't advise this, so just rest and breathe deeply. However, if you are okay, you don't have high blood pressure or low blood pressure, you're not pregnant, then please join in the Kapalbhati breath. So this is a beautiful breath because we really focus much more on the exhale. And it's a really forceful exhale, and it's really driven from our stomach. Using our Uddiyana Bandha, our core kind of lock, to really bring those muscles in that help squeeze the air out. As we release and we allow the air to expand, we automatically breathe in. So it's going to be relatively fast. So you're going to exhale, and this is taught in different ways. Sometimes it's in and out through the nose, sometimes it's out through the mouth, in through the nose. We're going to do out through the mouth and in through the nose today. So just taking a little practice, squeezing the air out. So it's really not so much coming from your throat, but really squeezing the air with your stomach. And then just release, and automatically the air comes back in through the nose. So that's the kind of rhythm we're going to keep. We're going to do 11 times, take a pause, and then do a second round of 11. So, taking an exhale, we're going to inhale halfway and then begin. So exhale fully, begin to inhale, and then let's begin. Exhale. breathe normally. Don't worry if you fall out of rhythm, if you end up breathing in and out through the mouth. It will take time, but it's a beautiful cleansing breath. It really does kind of create a fire. It's very different from our normal breathing, which is really slow and calm. So let's go again. So inhale in. And remember, we're exhaling through the mouth by contracting the stomach. So let's begin. Closing your eyes, breathing normally. And pay attention to how you feel if you close your eyes. What do you see behind the eyelids? Bring your attention to your mouth, to your nose. Do you feel any energy there? Wonderful. Big inhale, stretching the arms long. Exhale, lowering the arms. And then let's come to standing. Let's do a little half moon sequence. So grounding down, feet together. Grounding down as much as you can. And then again, lifting up. So we're avoiding just locking those knees back. Keep the thighs engaged. We're going to tuck that tailbone to really lengthening up. Zipping up your core. So again, as you did then, your Uddiyana Bandha. Zip. Allowing space for the chest. And then we bring our arms up. Let me just adjust that camera slightly so you can see my hands, just so you can see the grip. So we're going to bring our palms together, interlock the fingers and release the index fingers. Lengthen up. You want your arms bow ears or just behind. And really, we're not kind of casual, really strong arms, and naturally your palms will come apart. So squeeze them together. From here, gently pushing the hips forward. Ever so slightly, reaching up, and then we gently sway from side to side. We push our hips one way, push in the other. Keep breathing, and each time we're trying to get closer to the sky, closer to the ceiling. Big stretch up. Good. Coming to rest at center, taking a big inhale, hips forwards, palms together. We're going to come down to the right side. So pushing your hips to the left, we lean over to the right. And we're not just collapsing down into this right side, we're keeping both sides long, really stretching. It should feel like a stretch, but you should be able to breathe. So if you're really struggling to breathe, come back up slightly. Otherwise, finding space to breathe there. We're going to hold for another 3, for 2, 1. Coming back up. Big stretch, we go to the other side. Big inhale, hips forward, and then pushing the hips to the right, reaching to the left, squeeze those palms together. Make sure your knees aren't locking back, the thighs are still engaged. Good, really lifting from the shoulders. For another 3, for 2, for 1. Lifting up, keeping the arms up. Stay facing forward, I'm just going to turn so you can see. We lift, we allow the head to fall back to lift our gaze upwards. I'm not going to come into a back bend, but what we would like to do is lift the chest and then trace a line with your arms backwards. So please, you do come back into a back bend, but only as far as you feel comfortable. So your hips are forward, your core is engaged, and your chest is lifted. So you're not just hinging from the lower back, really rounding, opening up the front. Gently lifting back up the standing. We're going to exhale forward, so bend the knees. Keeping a strong spine, exhale and release into your forward fold. Release the arms here, head, neck and shoulders. Keeping the feet on the floor, maybe bending one knee, bending another. Good, then we're really going to lengthen the spine, stretch the hamstrings. So bending your knees as much as you need to get your thighs and your chest to touch. And then these stay together. We don't want to be able to see any air between those two. So your options are to hold each opposite elbow behind your legs, or to cup your hands, your fingers with your thumb, and just hold behind the heels. If you're doing this one, you're trying to get those elbows behind the legs. I'm going to come into holding my elbows. And then either way, you're using that as a hinge, trying to lengthen your spine. So we're keeping the chest and thighs together. Release your head, shoulders away from the ears. It's almost like you're trying to straighten your legs, but we're not letting there be any gaps. So we're having to straighten our spine as well. Hold for another 3, for 2, for 1. Release. Interlock the fingers, release the index finger, bend the knees, gently lift all the way back up. And release. Woo, wonderful. So come to face the top of your mat. Ground yourself down. So I now have my feet hip distance, which is kind of how it's taught really. Traditionally it was always feet together, but traditionally it was designed for men with much smaller hips. So you can keep them together. Sometimes it's quite nice to be very mindful keeping your feet together, just to kind of mix up what you do. Otherwise, hip distance apart. Grounding down through those feet, and then again lifting up. Zip your Uddiyana Bandha. So this block that we create here. Opening the chest, so we don't just lift the chest up, we just kind of roll the shoulders back, so there's just space to breathe. But we're lengthening down with our spine, so our sit bones come towards the floor to help lengthen the spine. Inhale, lifting the arms, lengthening up. Exhale, bowing forwards into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. So really squeezing the shoulder blades back, lengthening your body forward. Exhale, hands down, step into plank. Good, and we're going to come through a little flow here. So you can just drop your knees down for a moment to watch me, just to get an idea of what we're going to do. So grounding down through your plank. Then we're going to lift up into a down dog. So we lift our hips up. Back into plank. So if you want to, just join me, come into this, and then we'll extend that further. So just feeling in that movement of your shoulders, how much that shoulder is really flexing and opening there. Good. Again, once again, drop your knees down. I'm just going to add another part into that. So we're going to add a child, but it's a hovering child position. So from your plank, lift into your down dog. We then bend the knees as if we're coming into a child pose, but we keep the toes tucked so the knees don't touch the floor. And then push forwards into your plank. Lift into your down dog. Bend the knees. And then we just go through that flow. So you can keep the movements very separate, or you can just allow them to roll into one. Whenever you need to, just drop those knees down, take a breath. And maybe the next time you get to plank, see if you can change direction. So you push back, bend the knees into hovering child, extend into down dog, launch forwards into plank. If you're going the other way, then go again. Go a few more times around and just feel that beautiful flow. Your toes, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your spine, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your fingers. So much is helping you to do that movement. And then when you're ready, allow those knees to come down. Rest down in child pose, lengthening your arms forward. Big breath in, big breath out. So use these rests. We're trying to calm our heart rate, to recover from what we've done, but also bringing in lots of new energy to prepare for what's coming next. Big breath. Good. When you feel ready, just pushing your hands up so you come to a kneeling position. We're just going to gently stretch the wrists because we're going to be on our hands quite a lot. Interlocking the fingers and just giving them a little wiggle. Good. And then again, you can pad like a little cat. Moving the hands around. Or just pick a position and then gently stretch them out. You don't have to hold for too long. Just gently warming up and loosening up the wrists. And if at any stage your wrists are aching, then just pop down, give them a little wiggle and come back. And again, remembering to use your whole hand. So really spread the fingers wide and grip with the whole hand just to help take the pressure off those wrists a little bit. Good. Okay. So let's come back into our plank. So from here, we're going to lower ourselves down to the ground. So lowering yourself either without the knees or with the knees. Lowering down and then inhaling into your backbone. So if you can, you're lifting up with the hips, lifting forwards with the chest, stretching back with the toes. Good, gently tuck in. Bring yourself to a down dog. And then from here, we're going to come into some bear squats. So I want you to come down as if you're bringing the knees down to the tabletop, but we just don't touch with the knees. And then we lift back up. So these are known as bear squats. When you're coming, you're trying to lift through the shoulder blades. Try and keep that belly button towards the spine so your core is engaged. Good. And again, just feel that lovely opening through your joints. One more. And this time, we're going to try and hover in this bear squat. For 3, for 2, for 1. Good, big stretch up. Launch forwards into your plank. Lower yourself down. Inhale up. And then push back, down dog. Okay, so let's introduce a dolphin press. So our dolphin pose is like our down dog, but we allow our forearms to the ground. So just allow a bend in the knees. Gently placing one forearm down and then the other. So this is a precursor to coming into a headstand, a supported headstand. We're not going to do that just yet, but it's a nice one. So you can stay here. It's a great one for strengthening your shoulders. Or just step your feet back slightly and then allow your hips to lower as you rock forwards. So your shoulders will come past your elbows, that's okay. And lift back up. So either doing the dolphin hold or the dolphin press. We're going to do another 3, 2, and 1. Gently come back up onto your hands. Take a nice stretch in your down dog. And maybe we just bring our knees down, untuck the toes. Rest down for a moment in child pose. Big breath in. Big breath out. So Tolkien said, you can only come to the morning through the shadows. For things to get easier, first they must get harder. So for everything you feel now, just know it's sending messages throughout your body. And it will be adapting and adjusting. And each time we practice, slowly, slowly, we take another step on our journey. Good, when you're ready. Let's lift into a down dog. Lift those hips. We're going to take a step or jump forwards into our forward fold. Release down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale up. Inhale all the way to standing. And exhale to release. Once more, really grounding yourself down. This time we're going to come through our Utkatasana, our chair pose. So as we inhale, we're going to sweep our arms forwards and sit in our chair. So I just want you a few cues while you're here. Make sure you can see your toes. Make sure you can wiggle your toes because your weight's in your heels. Sometimes the knees come too far forward. If your bum's just kind of kicking out, try and tuck that tailbone under. Draw the belly button in. Extend the arms. Hold for 3. For 2. 1. Release those arms down, hips up. Inhale, halfway lift. step or jump into your plank, and hold that plank, or if you want to, allow yourself to come into a side plank. If you need to, just dropping that lower leg down to support you, opening up, releasing down, back to your plank, and then go to the other side, and opening up. Try and avoid sinking into the hips, keep the hips lifted, release down into plank pose, lower yourself all the way down, inhale, reaching up, protect the spine, push back, down dog. Okay, let's just gently do 2 of our bear squats. So almost as if you're touching the floor, and then lift it back up. Good, and then elbows down. Come into a dolphin. Hold for 2, or shuffle the feet back slightly, and press for 2. Good, gently come back up into your down dog. We're going to add one more in here, and it's a shoulder press. So I want you to just move your hands to the edge of the mat, glancing towards your toes, allow a big bend in the knees, just to bend the elbows as if we bring the top of the head to the floor and push back up. So it doesn't matter how far you go, just taking the lock off the elbows is enough to really engage those muscles through your spine. Your shoulders are wide, your biceps are wrapping round. So everything's engaged, pushing up. If you can do that, do 5, or just hold with a little bend in those elbows. Hips are lifted. 2 and 1. Allow your knees down. Gently step back, child pose. Big inhale. Big exhale. Remember, using these rest periods as you need to. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Lifting up. Down dog. Taking your gaze forward. Walk, step or jump. Feet to hands. Releasing down. Halfway lift. Exhale. Sweep the arms forward. Sit into your chair. For 3. For 2. 1. Stand up. Release the arms. Take a pause. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the floor. Through your flow. So lower all the way down through chaturanga if you wish. Keeping the elbows in. You can just push up from here so you keep hovering. Move on to the top of the feet. Tap the toes. Push back. Down dog. 2 bear squats. Knees down. Lift up. Good. Forearms down. Hold dolphin or 2 dolphin press. Back up. Onto your hands into your down dog. Spread the arms wide. 2 shoulder press. As deep or as shallow as suits you today. Good. Back. Into your down dog. And now we're going to come through scorpion into wild thing. So drop your knees down if you're unsure what this is. I'll go through this side twice so you can watch one and do one with me. So, down dog. We reach up through 3-legged dog out, Ikapada. Bend the knee open into your scorpion pose. So you should just be able to see this little toes if you look under your left armpit. And we're gently going to allow bend in the left knee to plant that foot down to the outside of the left. Pivoting round, we lift the right arm up and we open up into our wild thing. We gently pivot the feet back, place the hands down, allow ourselves to reverse and to drop down. So let's do that one more time with the right leg together. So, down dog. Right leg reaching up towards the ceiling. Bending the knee, so really opening up the hips. Try and get a gauge of that foot under your armpit so you can see it Guide it down to the floor gently. Allow your body to pivot, lift in the right arm up and open yourself up. Good, gently. Coming back, extending the leg up, stepping down. Take a pause here, down dog or child, or come through your flow. Good, hopefully you're feeling the fire now. Feeling a little burn in those muscles. Grounding down through your down dog. So left leg, reaching up. Open up into scorpion. Gently allow the foot to rest down outside of the right foot. And then open it up into a wild thing. Gently. Reverse out. Stretch the leg up to the sky. Release down. Gazing forward. Walk, step or jump your feet to your hands. Release into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale all the way to standing. And release. Pause here. Feel that energy traveling through your body. If you take your attention inwards to our Annamaya, our body, what can you feel? What energies can you feel? You feel it in your arms or your shoulders, maybe your core, in your thighs and your feet. If not, it doesn't matter. Just observe whether you can or you can't. Good, let's go. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, sit into the chair. Hold for 3, for 2, 1. Hands down, hips up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Into plank through your flow. So remembering, if you want to, optional, come into your side planks. Optional to come down through chaturanga, hover, and lift into your chest opener, your up dog. Push back, down dog. For 1 each now. 1 bear squat. And lift. Forearms down. Hold. Or 1 dolphin press. Back to your hands, spread them wide. 1 shoulder press. Good, lifting up, bring the hands back in, right leg up. Through scorpion, into your wild thing. Opening up your hips, your shoulders, your smile. Gently. Coming back round, extend the leg. Release down. We're going to stay with this side before we do the other side. So from here, we're going to do our trios. Right leg reaches up. We rock into a plank with control. Draw that knee between the elbows. Inhale, extend back up. Exhale, cross under the body to the left elbow. Inhale up. And then to the elbow on the same side. Reach up. And then we're stepping forwards. And finally, we come up into a high lunge. Woo! Feel that stretch. Feel that power in your legs. Catch your breath. Draw the right hip back if you need to. Knit the ribs down to avoid us really arching the back. Arms up. I'm going to take this into a rotation. To extend in towards the right side. Arms at shoulder height. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Arms back up. Hands down. Sit back into your down dog. Rest here or flow. Good. Push back. Let's do the other side. Remember, whenever you need to take a break and then just join back in when you're ready. Okay. So, lifting the left leg up. Open the knee. Scorpion. Step down, open into your wild thing, open that body up. Good, gently coming back through, extend that leg up, drop down, just give yourself a moment, and then we go again, lifting up with our trios. So bringing the knee between the elbows, extend back up, taking the knee underneath the body to the opposite elbow. Inhale back up. And then over to the elbow on the same side. Inhale up. And then with control, bringing that foot forward, stepping down, lifting up into your high lunge. Draw the left hip back, knit the ribs down, arms up. Find that if you're like being a bit out of breath. Take that time, use your breath to just calm your systems down. And then we go into our rotation. So with an exhale, rotating towards the left, inhaling up, rotating towards the right. But as you go to the right, try to avoid rotating from the hips. We're going to try and keep the hips forward. So it's the spine that's opening up. Inhale forward, exhale. One more, inhale up, exhale to the side. Inhale to center, palms down, step back, drop those knees down. Take your time, rest in child pose. Big inhale, big exhale. As always, use that to calm yourself down, to recover, and to give yourself energy to go again. Breathe in deeply. Take your time. Good. Let's close the salutation and begin again. So lift it, down dog. Gazing forwards, walk, step or jump, feet to hands. Release down. Halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Sweep the arms forward, bend the knees, sit in your chair. For 3, for 2, 1. Push up, release the arms. Pause, big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands down, go through your flow. So options. Hold your plank. Side planks. Through chaturanga. Or none of the above. You do whatever's bringing you enough fire for you today. Push back, down dog. 1 bear squat. Good. 1 dolphin hold, or dolphin press. Back onto the hands, hands wide. 1 shoulder press. Good. Back into center, right leg. Reaching up, dolphin. Open into wild thing. Woohoo! Let's enjoy that. Feel how much you're moving your body into your trios. Bring that knee forward between the elbows. Inhale back up. To the opposite elbow. Inhale back up. This time try and get it to touch the shoulder on the same time. Lift it high. Inhale up. Step forwards. High lunge. Don't worry if you're a bit behind or a bit in front. Just we'll meet up eventually, so don't you worry. If you need to just hold the wall for a moment, if you need to take some water, if you need to sit down, totally fine. Open that mouth into a smile. Look at what your body's doing for you. Inhale, arms up. Wonderful. Good. From here, we're going to come forwards into a chair pose, and there are 2 options here. So I'll give you option 1, option 2, and then we'll go through them again. So you can step forwards, keep this knee bent, and you step into your chair. Option 2, you step forwards, bring this knee up, you open the hip to the side, and you come into a figure 4 stretch here, or keyhole stretch in your chair pose. So whichever one you want to, and then from chair, we're coming into warrior 3. So I'm going to go through the figure 4 one, but I'll guide you through both. So, when you're ready, coming forward, so either stepping into chair or lifting up, sitting down in chair. Hands can be at heart center or extended. We're going to hold for 3, for 2, for 1. If you're like me with the knee across, bring the knee back in line. If you're in chair, lifting up. So we both end up extending our legs. The left knee is in front of the hip. And then pivot into your warrior three. So while you're here, you know, plantar flex or dorsiflex. So point the toes or flex the ankle, but do one or the other so your foot's just not hanging around. And we're trying to create a straight line. So if your straight line is here, stay here, rather than just bending down and kind of collapsing into the pose. So just own your warrior three today. You're gonna hold for another 3, for 2, for 1. You can stay there, or if you want to, hands down, and then lift that leg into standing splits, which is always so humbling. Trying to, my ego is getting in the way. I'm hinging my hips open to the side to try and get higher. Try not to do that. Try and keep your hips facing forwards. Drop the head down. Go from here. We're going to come into a curtsy. So sweeping that left leg behind. We're going to bring the left knee down and then gently sit ourselves down. We're just going to move that right foot to the outside. So we enable ourselves to come into a rotation. Using your left hand on the right knee, we're going to gaze over towards the right. Sitting up tall, try not to just like lounge backwards. Sit nice and tall, rotating. Inhale back to center, then both hands to the other side. Gently. Good. Come back to center. We're going to just unravel. Place our feet wide and come up into Malasana. So our yogi squat. So, palms together, really open those hips. Your knees are pushing into your elbows, elbows into the knees. So really creating tension there. Lengthening the spine. Good, so we've opened up our hips, we've been working our legs, we've worked our core, we've worked our shoulders. So if you feel comfortable and ready, you can go into crow pose. If you know what you're doing, it's in your practice, please feel free to go ahead. Otherwise, we try to keep that tension between elbows and knees. Plant the hands down, hands as wide as possible, fingers as wide as possible, hands shoulder width apart. Gently lift up onto the ball of the feet. Try to keep your gaze forward. Really squeezing those knees in. Don't worry about lifting up on the floor already. We're not jumping up into anything. So just hinging forwards, gazing forwards. Maybe come up onto one tiptoe, maybe the other. Focus on bending at the elbow. You might be able to lift one toe. You might be able to lift another. Come back down. However far you go on that journey, it is worth doing. Don't worry if you can't come into crow. Doesn't matter. It's just really nice decoration. But even coming here, you are doing so much work. So please stick with it. Please keep doing it. Okay, everyone coming down. Hands down. Step or jump back into plank position. Lower yourself down. Oof, inhale, opening yourself up. Push back, child pose. Really rounding that back, so we're countering what we've done. Taking a pause here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Gonna get ready to do that on the other side. Enjoy that breath. Let's lift into our down dog. Left leg, are you ready? Big breath, it's giving you that energy. Remember, you're fanning your flames. Left leg, reaching up. Open into your scorpion. Guide the foot to the floor. Open your body into your wild thing. Gently, with control. Coming back through into our trio. So we bring that knee between the elbows as high to the chest as you can. Inhale as you extend back. Exhale, bring the knee to the opposite elbow. Inhale, open up. Exhale, knee to shoulder as close as you can. Inhale, up. And then bring that foot through. Land wherever it lands, come up, and then adjust as you need to come into your high lunge. Good, and breathe. Big inhale. Big exhale. Good. So from here, either stepping forwards into your chair pose, or stepping, bring the knee forwards, opening up from the hips, and then sitting down into your figure four. So doing whichever one. There's no right or wrong, there's no better or worse. You do what is your one today. Forwards, whichever one you're in. Arms at heart, hands at heart center or arms extended. I'm just going to have to use the wall for a moment. We're going to hold for 3. Core engaged. For 2, tailbone. For 1, everyone lifting up, bringing that knee forwards. And then coming into your warrior 3. And extended. We can get a bit more casual. Really work those arms, work that leg. Stretch, stretch, stretch. If you notice your hip is creeping up, bring it down. Hold for another 3. For 2. For 1, stay there. Come back to high lunge or drop the hands down. You're aiming your head towards that knee, lifting the leg up as high as you can. For another 3. Square the hips. For 2. Bring the shoulders away from the ears. For 1. Gently. We're going to guide that right knee down to the floor. Allow yourself to sit back. Don't worry if that is not graceful, if you're more like collapsing bricks, that's okay. Totally fine. Then we move that foot to the outside of the right knee. Sitting tall. Gently exhale, rotating round, looking behind you. As you inhale, you're growing tall. And as you exhale, you're looking over that shoulder. And then gently coming back to center. Counter stretch, just placing the hands to the outside. On the opposite side. Back to center. We're unraveling, bringing our feet wide, coming into our yogi squat. And now if you don't want to try crow, stay in Malasana. It's such a beautiful stretch. It's such a beautiful asana. If you do want to try crow, carry on. So hands nice and wide. I'm going to do that so my hands are on the mat. Fingers as wide as you can, hand shoulder width. Really keep that so that flat bit of the knee, the elbows really digging and pushing in and the knees pushing out. So keep that tension. It means your legs like to let the legs slip. Keep the chin up to avoid you rolling forward. And again, focus more on bending the elbows rather than hopping the feet up. Gripping through the whole hand. You can get so far, come back out and go back in. You've got about another 5 breaths here. So stay holding, come in, come out, or come back to your Malasana. For another 3. For 2. For 1. Good, gently. We're going to allow ourselves to sit and to roll backwards. So, before we go on to anything else, lying down, arms overhead, lengthen and stretch the body long. And just release there. We're down onto the mat now. It doesn't necessarily mean it's easy, but at least we're down on the mat. Big breath in. Big breath out. And imagine, closing your eyes, imagine that fire. Where do you feel that fire, that small flame? Might be a big flame for you. Might have been bigger now after this. Or it might be a tiny flame, but where do you think that lives inside you? Okay, we're going to come into another inversion now. So I'm going to go through shoulder stand. If you prefer to do supported headstand, and that's in your practice, please feel free, but I'm not guiding, so please only do it if you do feel comfortable with that. Otherwise, I'll give you the options. So your options are, we can bring our legs above our hips. You can allow bend in the knees or straight legs. And you can stay here. You can play around, open out, bring them in. If you want to, using a little momentum. So once you're in the positions, please don't try to look around. So if you need any guidance, just look now and then go into Asana, so we don't have to worry about your neck. So if you are going up, you can use momentum, help with the hands, support your lower back. Try to walk the elbows in, and then you're coming through plows. You're aiming the feet towards the floor behind your head. Only go as far as you can. Don't worry, you're aiming to the floor. It doesn't matter if they don't get there. From here, if you want to, you can lift the legs up, draw the hips forwards, and come into your shoulder stand. You have a little while here. So please take your time, don't rush. You can go into one pose and then just try to relax and release into that pose, or maybe you can move between them. If you're in shoulder stand, you need not be still. You can make diamonds, you can make Usain Bolt movements, you can do whatever you want to, or be still. It is up to you how you use this time. But focus on your breath. Big breath in. Big breath out. You've got maybe another 5 breaths, so take your time. Before you come out, please come out gently. So as you start to release, gently, gently, with control until you lower and you're lying on the mat. Okay, big breath in, big breath out. If you're doing headstand, then please join us now. And we're coming to our counter pose, which is fish pose today. So just bending your knees to allow a little bit of space. We bring our palms, palm down, under our hips, both sides. And then we try to walk those elbows in beneath us. And then extend the legs long. From here, pushing down with your forearms, your elbows, your hands, we lift up. You can come to rest the head gently on the floor, or it can hover. If it's resting, it really is gently on the floor. And then open the chest. If you want to, you can extend the legs, lift them above the floor. Opening up. Good. Just hold for another 3, for 2, for 1. Gently release the head. Release the arms. So even though that was a counter, it could be nice to counter again. And that could be, if you have the energy, arm stretch. Big inhale, and as you exhale, sitting up, reaching for your toes, coming into Paschimottanasana, your seated forward fold. Or if you want something a little calmer, stay lying down and bring your knees into your chest. Well done. Wonderful practice. Well done. Good. Take your time. Gently come back down to your mat. And then planting the soles of the feet on the floor, arms out to the side. Gently allow your feet. The feet stay as they are, but the knees just ticked up from side to side. Gently come back to center. If you need to do anything else, if you want to stretch out or curl up or do any more twists, then take your time. And then find your way into your Shavasana. So however you feel today, it could be legs up on a wall or resting on a chair. It could be feet planted, knees together. Maybe soles of the feet together and hips open. Or a wonderful Shavasana, legs long, arms long by your side. Keep your palms facing up wherever you are. And just if you pay attention, so my head feels like it's in neutral, But actually, if you run your fingers along the back of the neck, you get to just a little bumpy bit at the base of kind of where the spine meets your head. Just try and push that, lift that up and rest down. It just brings your chin in slightly and it allows the neck to be nice and long. Equally, if you want to close any lights down, if you want to put a blanket over you, anything you want to do so you can enjoy this Shavasana, then please do. And then come to your relaxation position. Taking your time. Relax and surrender into your mat. Feel your breath. And feel that breath fanning your flame. This power, this energy that's inside you. So traditionally, fire is a symbol of our heart chakra, our anahata. So maybe it resides in your heart. The stronger it grows, the more compassion that we can share, the more joy that we see. Allowing yourself to relax. Allowing your toes to relax. The soles of the feet. The top of the feet. Allowing your ankles to relax. If they're holding your feet, maybe just wiggle them and then just let the feet fall away. Your heels to relax. Allowing your lower legs to relax. Your thighs to relax. Allow the hips to be heavy, maybe even just wiggling them side to side or tilting forwards and back, and then allowing them to be still. Allow your beautiful spine with all its natural curves just to melt into the floor. Allow your torso to relax. Allow your chest to relax. It breathes in and out, but there's no tension there. Allow your strong, your heavy shoulders to be still. Allow your arms to relax. Your wrists to relax. The backs of your hands. The palms of your hands. Fingers and thumbs, maybe giving them a wiggle, maybe stretching and expanding the hands. And allowing the fingers to crawl back to their natural position. And back up through the body, allowing your neck to relax. Allow your jaw to be heavy. Keeping the breath deep and slow. Allow your cheeks to relax. Your lips to relax. Allowing your tongue just to fall away from the top of the mouth for a moment and relax. Allow your ears to relax. Your nose relaxes. Your eyelids are closed and your eyes are still. Your brow is relaxed. Your whole body relaxed. The only movement is your breath and that fire inside you as it grows stronger. Breathe in deeply, enjoy in that breath. Nikita Gill. There is enough fire inside you to put all of hell to shame. But you are pretending to be water. From fear, people will be too afraid to handle the dragons in your belly. Stop crushing the thing that makes you, you. Be whole. Be you. Be fire. Keep the breath steady. Breathe in deeply. The mind wanders. Come back to your flame. Come back to your breath. Enjoy this stillness. And next breath, breathing deeply through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Twice more. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Enjoy that breath. And then slowly, gently, movement back into the body. Fingers, toes, wrists and ankles, maybe shoulders, maybe your head from side to side. Maybe just bring the feet to rest on the floor and dropping the knees from side to side as we did before. Maybe stretching out or curling up. And then eventually finding your way onto your side and pausing there. As you rest on your side, about to be reborn, remember, we must set our own life on fire and seek those that fan our flames. With a big inhale, gently come into a seated position. Try to keep eyes closed or just a soft gaze. Grounding yourself down, lengthening yourself up. And when you're ready, inhale, sweeping the arms up, drawing the palms together, lowering them down in front of your heart. Just separating the hands, just connecting with the earth in front of you, whether that's floor, carpet, mat, or whether you're outside on the grass, grounding down, giving thanks for the earth beneath us. Gently lifting the arms, extending, reaching up, giving thanks for the sky above us. Gently bring the hands to rest on your stomach, giving thanks for the fire within us. Gently bring the palms together, resting at third eye, so placing the thumb knuckle between the brows. Namaste. Thank you so much. I hope you are feeling energized and you feel that fire. Remember, it can be tiny. It doesn't need to be a big blaze. Just keep that little light. Just keep it going. Know that that's always there whenever you need to call on it. Just breathe and it will grow. So I look forward to seeing you all again soon.